though.
Hi, everybody.
Not in silence. Very scrawny in silence.
That's true.
What about as a centaur?
So,
His
hey,
ability
everyone.
to abs is more important.
We
than
haven't
the
seen each
presence
other
of
in a
abs.
while either, so there's a lot of backstage shenanigans. Welcome to the stream. Somehow we're here. It's so good to be here. I think our last game was like middle of November, so I am thrilled to be back in the GM seat, ready to get this thing on the move again. And I have missed these wonderful people. Even though like most of you I talk to, or we see each other a bit here and there, but it's just there's something about sitting down at the quote unquote table together that just feels good and different. So I'm very happy to be here with you all. Yes. So we will go through the normal things we go through, which does include
Sponsors.
that's not the
This
first
stream
thing.
is sponsored by Cool Corn. Look at
Cool
him.
corn.
Excuse me,
And
cool corn?
Sanic.
Oh,
Yeah, Cool Corn. Look, he's got little
So
glasses on him.
cool.
And Sanic.
Sanic. I prefer Danky King.
Well,
Mm.
not all of us can have good taste.
So yeah, there you
Nobody's
have
ever
it,
accused me of
Sanic
that.
and Cool Corn. My name is Elise. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And I GM this stuff. I will pass things to Rachel.
Who, me? I'm Rachel, and I play Alvy, and we both use she, her, hers pronouns. And I'm going to be easy and move down to Tyler.
Howdy, howdy. I'm Tyler. I play Anders and Company. The collective of us go by he, him, his. I just want to say, very happy to be back. It's been too long. I'm going to pass it this way to Sarah.
Hello. I'm Sarah. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am Din, whose pronouns are also she, her, hers. And now Sam's gonna go.
Whoa.
Where'd you go?
I just got passed to. Hi everyone. My name is Sam. I go by he, they pronouns. Woo, first time saying that aloud. That's exciting.
Oh my god. We're excited. I do have the right overlay. I thought I had it changed, and I apparently didn't, so I'm going to change it right now.
Woo. Secondly, today I am playing in what has been far too long, Edic Charmuse. Goes by he, him pronouns. And the collective of us is going to pass it up to Ava.
Hello, I'm Ava. I use she, her pronouns, and so does Chu, the Queen of Excess. And I also am sponsored. This whole channel is officially fully sponsored by Elotes Cool Corn. They sponsor all Spire material, and they stand by whatever happens in this campaign as a good marketing for them and their products.
You
And
have a subscription code.
I do. I do.
Slash
I
goat.
do.
Goat chew.
It's /goat. Yeah, it's corn.com/goat. I don't know what corn.com leads to fully in full disclosure, but
Did you
go
say
find out.
corn.com?
I'm sure Cornwallis could tell us.
Yeah, get on
Only
it.
Cornwallis, we're here.
Corn.com is for sale. Oh my god.
No, it's not.
What?
You can buy
It's for
corn.
sale
You
right
could be the next
now.
Apple.
We have to.
Oh God, you could. You have
The
corn
idea
tech.
that corn is the next Apple is so good.
Oh Jesus.
All right.
Cornwallis predicted it.
Saying.
Hey, if you like the crazy things that we say, you can join us for other streams too. And in our Discord, use ! Discord to get the link to that. And then you can also do things like check out our streaming schedule, and you can check out our streaming schedule and join us for other cool streams. Like tomorrow, we're playing Tier, a game that I am in and struggling to remember the full name of. It is
Simple job.
A Simple Job. Wow. Thank you, Rachel. I
You're welcome.
am very excited to be playing tomorrow, and I just am tired. So
On
yes,
Sunday in the Discord, I could read to you.
yes, you can listen to Rachel read aloud The Wheel of Time, the first book, in the Discord every Sunday. You can play old people games with us, like like cribbage, and listen to us yell about
Hear about pegging,
nibs and pegging. And
nibs and pegs.
um, yep. Let's see. What else can you do? You can use !donate to check out about in the chat. Causes that are near and dear to our heart. I honestly, it has been a long time since I have been on our disc or on our Twitch, so I don't actually know what's being featured in there right now, but I'm sure it's something really cool and awesome because our mods and community leaders are super cool and pick great things every month. So I'm sure someone will eventually hit that and we can see what it is. You can also, what other things can you? Oh, exclamation point merch. Hey, the Trevor Project. We love the Trevor Project. We have featured it multiple times. It is a super fave of mine. They look out for LGBTQ youth, especially transgender youth.
That's
Look,
!donate as well.
what isn't that
Not
what I said?
merch.
No, I know. I was talking about !donate. Someone hit it in the chat. I finally saw it, and then I
I
had
got
switched to
confused then.
!merch, but I went back to this. You're right. It was confusing. Anyway, !merch will take you to our merch store, and you can check out that really cool stuff. We feature artists in our community, and one of those artists is Chelsea, who's in the chat right now. And yes. Okay. Exclamation point coffee if you want to support the stream. KOFI. I think we got there. I think we did it. That's the commands. Who wants to read Chelsea's poem? I'm just scrolling.
I do, because I'm excited. It's at the top. There it is. Ahem. This campaign wouldn't be on brand without another party split, endless trouble, impending doom, and glorious chaos, not soon to quit. Yay! It's the first stream of 2022, and I'm excited to say this story continues to be a treasure, and each of you bring value in each and every way. Thank you, Elise, Alvi, Rachel, Edic, Sam, Din, Sarah, Anders, and co. Tyler, Ava, and Chu. Much love, Spire crew. I can see and hear you. Yay! It's always
Yay!
so good.
Chelsea, don't talk
Bootyful.
about my friend Chelsea that way. You are not no one. You are someone and someone important to us.
Sponsor of the stream, Chelsea.
Sponsor of the stream, Chelsea, with her amazing art and poems. We could not do it without you. So thank you for everything you do, and everybody else in our community. Hey, it's nice to see you hanging out with us too. Okay, let's do a recap. Is that where we're at? Have we done everything
Oh
else?
my gosh, yes.
All right, recap away, Firelings.
So it started a long time ago, and
When Chu's mother and
the
father
porch.
first met each
What
other.
is it called? Not the
They
porch.
fell in love.
Perch?
Perch. Boom.
The
There it is.
porch.
The porch.
No, it's in
Spire's porch.
it takes place in Nurch.
Nurch.
Merch?
The land of Nurch. Can I just
Porch.
read Elise's recap? That's probably the best recourse we have, right?
If you just read it, will anyone pay attention?
I'll read it in a voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make it fun.
Hello. I'm not reading it in a voice.
You guys should like popcorn style it.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, I'll
All
go
right,
first.
so
Okay.
should
No,
should
Edic,
I
you go
start with
first.
mine? Yeah,
Mhm.
okay. All right, so yours truly, Edic, did a went to the glass library where he has unfettered access to basically the entirety of Spire. And while there he followed he found the mistress, followed the mistress to an estate which ended up being the estate of Juasha. And while I was there, I found basically out the entire layout of the building, learned where occult happenings were taking place in the secret basement. Also, I learned that the eidolon that Juasha possesses takes the shape of two golden bracelets, which she wears on either hand. Um, and shortly thereafter, he got a little too too greedy and tried to listen in to what they were saying. And the mistress took note and was sort of able to like peer back at Edic. How much we don't really know. Um, but she then basically took Juasha somewhere away out of my vision. And yeah, and then basically after that, Edic was like, "All right, well that means that my plans don't really change, but they are getting a little bit expedited." And so he is making a way, highing himself over to the Silver Quarter. And popcorning it too, who's number 2 on this list? The rest of the crew. Literally anyone else.
All right, we
Anyone
all
else?
say it at the same time.
The
The rest
rest
of
of the
the crew
crew
deliberated.
deliberated
This is really going well. Over
over
how
how to
how to
go
go about
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 Rachel.
Juasha's
getting you missed a word.
daughter, Gabrielle,
Suck
sucked
Sorry.
into
into the
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 plot.
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 EO
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 will
will
be
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 dispatched
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 with
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 backstage
backstage
passes
passes
for
for
her
her
for
and
and
Juasha.
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 Flawless. All right, Bertold, you're up.
Boom. Great. Bertold is being sent to the ministry, the cathedral itself, to inform the higher ups about what is happening in hopes that they are given backup. And
Yeah, that was like
then,
rowing.
Chu, I'll let you take this.
Okay. What's up? What's next? I forgot.
Number 4.
Oh, okay. Yes. So Chu asked Sten for a cigarette 2 sessions ago, and she got one, and then she just ripped it up and threw it away. So then this session, Chu and Sten have decided that they're going to the Silver Quarter, and I have asked Sten for help to set up some murder traps in the VIP room for the Blood Ball 2, so that we can assassinate Juasha flawlessly with, I guess, Sam's help. Should everything go wrong, like I think we just want every possible thing to happen to like kill everybody in the Blood Ball period. Um, I will also be sending Bev to Eo's estate to finalize the backstage pass for Juasha's daughter, whose name we don't know.
You
But the
literally said
idea,
it.
We
Or-
literally said it. It's Gabrielle.
I forgot. That's right. I was busy synchronizing. Okay, the words didn't matter. It's the
That's
when
why,
you said them
yeah,
that mattered.
yeah. I'm so glad
You
we
just
did it
said
that way.
words. You didn't process them.
I didn't. Yeah. So I'm not that Olympically inclined for synchronized synopses. Okay. Anyway, so um, Bev is going there. I don't remember exactly what we told Bev, and maybe Elise can clarify, because I thought we were going to give Gabrielle a part in the show, and that way she would be carried out by the backup dancers. But maybe we were just giving her a backstage pass for that like live performance, and then she can just get spirited away that way.
Yeah, I think that the last, I mean, like the backstage passes was like you also mentioned like the possibility of her like being like you're a contest winner or something. You get to dance in the show. So
That's
it was
right.
all kind of wrapped up in this idea of like the package is like
Oh, but I haven't talked to Bev yet.
correct.
Okay, okay, that's where we're at. Okay, cool. Yeah, and so then Anders was like, I'm going to mitosis or whatever. I'm gonna split into like two single-celled human organisms,
A third
and
one because
pulled
we already
Sten
had
out, or a
Bertold.
third one, yeah.
Yep.
And pulled Sten out of himself, but Anders then went unconscious. Alvi helped Anders, which I don't know how, but apparently it ended up with Piss the Destroyer wrecking Alvi's armor.
I think it was a
Um,
fix that I got a partial
Yeah.
success on.
Yes, and it was partial
Oh,
success that included help from Chu, whose thoughtful, helpful action was to bring Piss the Destroyer over to help rouse Anders, which
that's right. Did he
Literal
ultimately
smell?
spawn
Did he smells
of
bad?
Satan that I hate more than anything in the world.
Well, the cat smells like piss.
we
I don't
did.
mind piss.
That's
I
why I
mind
was like
piss the
smelling
cat.
We
salt.
also did
Yeah.
inquire whether or not any Alvy's refreshes were met by that action, and you said no, but that destroying agents of the heart counted, and so if you were to kill Piss the Destroyer, that would count. But then, obviously we weren't going to do that. But it was just an entertaining moment. Was the like that saving Anders didn't help, but if you had gone, and punted Piss off of porch, um, yeah. Anyway,
Please. Okay. Then I will
Beautiful
go
alliteration.
ahead and pass that off to Alvi now.
And we're on
Number
number
5.
5.
Number
Yeah.
5. Yep.
Alfie agrees to go with Chu instead to set up the concert, motivated by being the voice of reason, who does not want her friends to die. Sten refuses to give Chu a cigarette. Din?
I love that we're so hung up on this cigarette.
Din sneaks away, evading Alvy's watchful eye by taking advantage of Alvy's distraction when Anders passes out. Anders follows her through luck, investigation, and deduction to Amaranth. Din is long disappeared by then and goes to Lord Alan Morningsnow's house, where she has a drow contact named Penny who lets her in. She then murders Alan, gets caught red-handed by his spouse who screams bloody murder, literally. As the guards rush to the scene, Din uses the mask of the lover to make Alan's spouse fall in love with her. Din has taken the arrested fallout, but we have not yet resolved that. And back to you, Anders.
Oh, that Alan always getting into trouble. All right.
dead trouble.
Dead trouble. Just yep. Meanwhile, Anders encounters someone in Amaranth who recognizes him from his military days, calling him the Bishop. This person seems to be motivated by wanting to turn Anders in for a monetary reward. Anders intimidates him into not slipping away, but draws a crowd of people and a few Elfir and some Drow now watching the tense moment curiously. Nothing can go wrong.
And that is where we left off last time. Thank you, players, for your diligent attention to detail, your hard note taking, that really culminated in such a thorough recap.
That was literally all you.
I-
That was all
Does-
Elisa's
I'm teasing you.
synopsis. It was
Although
great.
I know,
I know, but I'm giving you credit, you dick.
thank you. I just also wanted, I'm teasing, but I know many of you did take lovely notes, and I don't want
I
to,
did.
only claim credit for the recap because I know y'all did that too. So yes, great job. Thank you for entertaining us with the read through. Who knew it would be so much fun? Alvi and Edic need to pick new once per session, abilities thing. Knacks. Yes, your knack for the session.
While they think about that, I have a question for the DM.
What is
Does
Spire?
Spire have like a sport?
Fireball.
Blood sport.
Fireball?
Hanging off the
Oh.
side of perch, ultimate frisbee.
Oh,
That's
right.
true.
That would be really good.
We
Yeah.
already established that in the one
That's
shot.
That was
right.
Ken. That was Ken's shit.
God rope
Yeah.
ultimate frisbee.
God rope ultimate frisbee.
So Elise,
It's a good game.
I purposefully took my knack last time in creating eidolons because I think I was anticipating having had the time in session to be able to use that then. Can I
We can
maintain?
carry it over, yeah.
Okay. Because that's like
Ooh.
literally item number 2 on my agenda today.
Yeah.
You gotta just accept sometimes that the stiff didn't work out. You gotta take the hit. It's fine. I just play hard. That sounded weird. Let's just pretend I didn't say that. Anyway, mine last time was pursue. So I was thinking. So I'm going with Sten and Chew to the Silver Quarter. So my thought would be compel to try and help with whatever it is the fuck that they're trying to accomplish.
Okay. Yep. I do want to say, I think Sam, you already. Oh, is it only in investigate that you get the knack for demon related stuff? And this would be a different role. Is that because you have that one knack that already gives you, but I don't remember what skill it's specifically related to.
Let me. I think it's so I have mastery of investigate, but then I have a knack for dealing with occult magics with demons. So like I guess when I'm like rolling occult, I have a knack in it.
That's not so. Knacks specifically are skill based. So it's probably from because like if you have the skill already, like investigate, and then you take it again for some reason, that is like it's not mastery in all of investigate. You get a knack in it each time you take it again. That so I think that was
I wrote that I have mastery of investigate because the glass library grants me master of investigation. Gain a mastery of investigation is like the perk of the glass library.
okay.
Like it says blah 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 distills into books blah 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 gain mastery of investigation period. While you sit in the glass library, you can investigate any location as though you had unfettered interrupt.
Sometimes the very vague wording on these things is so much of a headache because mastery is like a thing. Mastery of investigation. Well, okay. It's just, I mean, knacks typically don't apply to domains, right? Knacks are skill based, not domain based. But we'll just maybe
Take
I'm
it up
wrong.
with Grant Howitt.
I think I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong. Yeah, it's a yeah. I was misremembering. Okay, so we're fine. So it's in the occult. So anyway, my point is you can only get mastery on a roll once. So if you're already going to be rolling occult, you will get mastery on it from your knack in occult. Then your Vermisian Sage mastery knack may be better spent elsewhere because you can only take it once on a roll.
So I think I might have missed something at some point. What are we referring to right now? Like what
Your
specifically?
the knack that like you were like, oh, I last time I took it for this reason to make the Eidolon. But when
Yeah.
you make that, you're going to be rolling occult, and you already have mastery in occult, and you can only take mastery on a single roll once. So it's not like you can get a fifth D10 from having this additional knack from the Vermisian Sage thing.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that it would end up being redundant and not actually benefiting you
Yeah,
because
okay.
you already have this mastery.
Then yeah, okay. Sure. Let's do Can I get a knack in compel to try to get better bargains?
Yeah, totally. Okay. Great. So that settles all of that. I think we are starting the first thing on our list, I believe, was Bertold. And
I think the first thing on our
Incorrect.
list was that's actually the
Alvi.
last thing
It
before
was
we circle back.
Chew
You're right.
and the group,
Yep.
and Alvi
Alvi,
and
Chu, and
Sten.
Sten in the Silver Quarter.
Who might run
Yes.
into me.
Who might run into you.
Y'all, look,
Yes.
my dad gave me this from Texas. This is
Aw.
another sponsor of the stream.
I thought that was another cat for a second.
I wish.
I was like, oh, great, a Texan cat.
10 cats.
Okay. So Alvi, Chu, and Sten, you have made your way to the Silver Quarter with the goals in mind that you want to find Bev, send Bev to interface with EO, and set up the Blood Ball stage.
Yeah. On our way there, Chu is chatting up Alvi like, we're going to make the best party ever. You're going to go down in history. You're going to be famous. I'm going to put your name all over this. You're going to be the party legend, Alvi. You're going to know your name's going to be known throughout the land for being
No,
the
no, thank you.
most
No,
party
no, no,
legend.
no, 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 no,
You're
no,
going to
no,
make a
no,
great
no,
party. It's going to
no,
be
no, no.
good.
No, we can just leave my name off of it. That's fine. I
Yeah.
appreciate. No.
Yeah. People are worried about a demon incursion. People should be worried about this party because it's going to destroy.
No, they should, because your parties kill a lot of people. It's a bit.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
This killing is new to me. I don't know exactly how.
I'll be
Oh, you're real
gentle.
good at it, Alfie. I
Oh,
watched
thank you. That's very
Good.
kind of
You
you.
have bees.
You've got a natural instinct for it.
There will be confetti.
A proclivity, if
confet
you will.
bees. I'm sorry.
Confet bees. Oh my gosh, can we put the bees in balloons? And then you like unleash them on the
Pop 'em in.
crowd? We're coming up. This is the whole time we're walking, we're coming up with ideas.
So is
I
this
heard
an
people that
Elfir
are
only
against the
party?
cause. What was that?
My question is if it's an Elfir only party, because if I remember
It's
this
not
correctly, we're kind of in the business of not killing, drow
It's the silver
or
quarter.
people.
There are drow. Look, it's a doggy. I would have thought of you of all
I hang out in
people,
the silver
Sten.
quarter a fuck ton.
Yeah,
I'm
and
a
you're a
priest here.
scumbag who should probably die. Like, do you get it now? Like, we're doing this is part of our service, Sten.
I'm sorry. So you want to kill me at this? At
No,
this
you're
party?
my
I appreciate the
friend. I don't want to
honesty, but
kill you at
it's
this party. I'm gonna make sure you're safe. Put in some
I know a
earphones.
lot of scumbags. They're good
Stay away.
people.
Yeah, and yeah.
Oh, speaking of, you want me to do traps and all that fun stuff?
In the Aelfir rooms. Don't worry about the drow. You don't trap that area at all. Trap up the Aelfir rooms.
Well, yeah, of course, but I wanted to ask, do you want me to involve the gang in this, or am I just doing all this solo?
I mean, hey, you know what? If you enjoy doing traps, you do what you want to do. I mean, honestly, I could give you like $20. You go crazy. You buy some nails and I don't know, like a bomb
Why are we
I've got a
killing a
good
bunch of
bit of-
people?
and some confetti. We're killing
I've got a-
Aelfir.
I've got a good bit of money on me, but I could do nails and bombs and all that, but you know what also really works well is guns.
Gun
You
traps?
you just shoot. No gun traps. You just shoot people. It's not.
Okay, so then how would you like to work security? And then you're like, oh, I'm just the security for the Aelfir.
Oh, I'm a shit. I'm
No.
a shit
And then
security
you
officer.
shoot them.
Right.
Huh?
That
How's
feels
this
like
working exactly?
Guns?
guns don't just continually go though, right? Guns, you have to be like bang stuff, bang.
Look.
I was
So what
thinking
if
of like a
what if you
fuselage
die in the
situation.
stuff?
I'm setting
I
up a
was saying if we
party.
wanted-
You're in charge of murdering. Alvy's in charge of bee-related decorations, and also the producer. You're the producer.
That
Alvy.
seems like a poor choice.
Your name is on this. It's done.
Then will there be books? Those are my kind of parties.
Yeah, we can get books.
With words in them, not just pictures.
You know what, Alvy? They'll write books about this party.
During the party, that sounds fun.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, we should buy pens. We should definitely buy pens and paper.
That sounds good. Pens.
Yes. I mean, you need it to write, right?
All right.
Okay, I
so
like how this is
I
going
just-
now. Okay, I can see this.
I just want to double check our math here on the killing floor here. So, Chu, I thought you were going to be killing just everyone. So now
yeah.
I'm handling the killing?
You're okay.
Very-
Okay. A lot of people. I mean, I think Edic is planning to kill. I mean, okay. Look, let's be honest.
Edic's
We
not
just
allowed.
Juasha,
butchering
we
this
have
entire
4
arena?
people. We have 4 people trying to kill Juasha. Edic is gonna. I don't know what Edic is gonna do, but I'm pretty sure he's on that trail. We've got Piss the Destroyer and the Blood Witch behind him with all of his
There's-
little claws clawing
You
at
can't rely
her.
on that filth, though.
We've got
I-
you with your balloon guns and pens and pen bombs. We've got Alvy with books.
I'm the one with balloons and pens.
My job is to throw a sick party that will be a great and then make a great distraction for Alvy, for Edic, for you, for this piss-reeking cat to go in and take these things and bring them to us so that then we can make out with them.
You've arrived at the estate where the venue is.
Okay.
Banging on the door. I just need to make out with those bracelets and then we're done.
And
Yes.
will everybody that here, will we be safe?
You're gonna need. Everyone is gonna need not earmuffs, but you're gonna need good. You're not gonna want to be able to hear basically the screams,
Maybe some
and
beeswax
also
would be the case.
oh my
There you go. There you go.
Or just
Oh my
bees for Alfie.
Just
Or
have
bees
bees
for
just stuffed
Alvy.
beside.
Big
Sten's
chubby
gonna put
like
on
bumblebees.
his scarf, but it's more of a security blanket at this point than a religious vestment. I feel like this might be a little bit of a half-cocked plan, but
I feel like I was here to help keep things in line, and I feel like now I'm over here somehow, and I don't know how it happened.
You're the party planner.
No.
Your job is to keep things in line. You're the producer.
Why is this
Will
a
you listen to
concert
me?
and not a private showing?
Because I'm an idol. So,
I don't-
anybody here? Hello? I've been talking on the.
Oh,
Please
it's
save me.
isn't it your estate? Isn't it your
Well,
house?
yeah, but
Never fucking
isn't
be.
Itchy Jim and
Yeah, well,
and Bev supposed to be here?
yeah, well, Bev answers the door.
Hi,
Eventually.
Bev.
She looks a little like she has been burning the candle at both ends, we'll say.
Bev, you look great.
Oh, thanks. Come in. I'm glad you're here. She's like, she looks at Alvy and she's like, the producer, I've been waiting for you, and just hands you a clipboard.
What's
we're
on
gonna,
the clipboard?
Did we get the posters printed, Bev, with
well, I've
with
just been
Alvy
waiting
on the
for
bottom?
for the sign-offs from the executive producer. So if you could just review the paperwork, and it's literally just like, stuff that needs an executive decision to be made from like the manager up, right? And yeah, like there's a fair amount of bustle here. You gave Bev money to go about setting this up, so and you told her to sell everything in your estate to make
True.
space for everything, and to make money for everything. So the insides of the house have basically been gutted, and are now in the process of being a stage is being set up. There are curtains going in to kind of block well, there were already curtains, but like more decorative ones, or ones that are made to like give ambiance, right, as opposed to just like for a concert instead of for like a dining room. And things like that are kind of happening around. And Bev is just immediately kind of like sweeping Alvy away for questions about, like, decor and about the.
Should I be leaving you alone? I feel like it's a.
This is your job now. You need to do this right.
My job is to
Um,
keep you in line.
This is part of keeping me in line. I mean, look, if we don't do this right, the world ends, right? So, like, this is important.
So we need to break a few eggs in order
Yeah,
to.
something like that. And she was like putting on makeup while she's like talking. She's like off in a corner, like, yes, tell me what's happening. And I will be applying glamour to appear more attractive to Sten.
Okay. What's
Sure.
Sten's
excuse
type,
me?
Tyler?
There's a reason. I don't know. What's
God.
Sten's type?
That is a great question,
Ooh.
which I've never
Have
thought
like
of.
scales on
How
her
much
face.
do you like? How much do you look like Sten, the currency?
Um,
Coins. I just dress up
yeah,
as like a
I
coin.
mean, yeah, for Sten, it's literally like, do you look vaguely like you have money?
Oh yeah.
Like, Sten is Sten sexual. He's very very attracted to those with the moolah.
Well,
I
then
thought you just
Stu's
meant
dressing up. Yeah.
to yourself.
Before we go further with this, I would like to pause on this and point out that on our consent forms, like in between PC romance was marked either yellow or red. So I just want to check in with both with Tyler and Ava and everyone else at the table. Like, do we need to kind of is this a path we can follow, or is this something that we should probably elide or move past?
I
I
mean,
think
I
I'll
guess
say
my
no romance. I'm just trying to deceive.
I know.
I was about
Oh,
to.
sure.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
gonna roll. I was about to ask if I could roll deceive and just tell you that no drows are gonna die.
That was gonna be my question of like, how are you gonna use this? Because like,
Yeah.
I mean, Sten knows Chu. Like, it's not like he like and knows at least vaguely that Chu can do the occult thing. But yeah, I think especially for a deceive check, it makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Promise. I was sorry.
No,
I
that's
knew
okay.
that was
That's
like
why we needed to have a
borderline.
quick check-in over the table to make sure this
Mhm.
wasn't going to bump into those boundaries. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
yeah, as long as we're kind of keeping it as like, yeah, we can assume that the, attraction aspect of it because of the spell is happening, but we don't have to role play it kind of thing. Okay,
Mhm.
cool. Thanks, all.
Yeah. So then after she finishes applying that, I guess Chu will then turn around and just be like, Sten, I promise I won't kill any drow. You just have to set up the Aelfir VIP rooms to be wonderful little boxes that are going to be full of blood and bodies. You can do that, right? I'm going to
And
go rehearse and get focused on singing.
this is a Tyler question.
Yeah.
Is this gonna be a compel or a deceive roll?
Oh, I believe a deceive roll.
It feels like a deceive roll, but
I'm
just
pretty sure
curious.
Chu is planning on killing a lot of people,
I
so
am
this would
killing
be
I am killing everyone.
yeah.
Great. Yeah, why don't we go ahead and roll?
Okay. I
Nice.
have deceive. What else would it be? High society, because Sten likes fancy people and I'm dressed fancy.
The silver quarter is high
Um,
society.
Then
Um,
yeah. I mean,
So I think
Stan's domain is crime, but yeah, I could see an easy high society argument here.
And do I get mastery because of the glamour or not?
is that the text of the spell?
No, the text of the spell just straight up says you're more attractive to them. It doesn't give you any mechanical bonuses.
Listen, people will do things when a sexy person tells them
I
to.
know.
It's just science.
Okay, here's what we'll say. I think well, Tyler, I think that Sten knows enough about Chu to know that Chu has the ability to kind of, convince people of things and look glamorous and all these things. And so I think is this something that you think like it's in Sten's personality to fight, or is this something that like even if he knew it was happening he'd just be like, oh my god, she's so pretty kind of thing?
Sten is such a fickle bitch. If you're debating mastery, I would give it.
Oh, I was gonna ask how like yeah, well, I was gonna say you could roll resist and then see like what kind of outcome that
Sure.
has.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and roll resist and just see
Okay.
what happens. It's gonna be a D10 regardless. So, my question for you actually before we do anything with Sten and Bertold is there technically bonds? And they were basically told that. Well, I mean, Bertold was told, go and warn the ministry, and then Sten was told, go and do whatever here. Would that be stress to the bond, or would that be stress to me? I'm fine with whatever. I just wanted to ask before I rolled anything.
That's a great question. Let me look.
And this is like
'Cause
if you
it's-
take stress from like a failed roll.
Yeah, because it's very vague in the
It is.
Yeah, so like if you look at the ability is perfect cover. It's on my sheet if you don't
Yeah,
need
no,
to.
I've got it here. Okay, your cover does not have access to your shadow agent abilities, but instead functions with everything you'd expect them to have given their identity. Use the bond rules when you act as the cover, treating your cover as a suitable bond and allocating stress appropriately. Yeah, so this would be bond rules. So it would be stress on the bond, which essentially, like, if bond fallout occurs between Sten and Anders, then like does Sten go rogue? Like does Sten just like peace
Yeah,
out and like go off to do his own thing?
right.
I guess we might find out today. Why don't you
Like
roll
a
that
rogue
resist?
persona. That's
Great.
awesome.
I mean, he'll hopefully come back by, the next dawn, but who knows? Okay.
Ooh, 7. Is that a
Okay.
success fully?
7, yeah, it's success. So basically, I think on a critical success, we might have said that not only do you not get mastery, but maybe you even roll with difficulty because Sten is like actively, fully
Hmm.
resisting Chu, like being like, no, I will not fall for this kind of thing, which just makes him, skeptical. On a regular success, I think it just doesn't grant you mastery.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll 3d10. A
Woof,
9.
woof.
Okay, yeah, it sure does work. Um,
Heck yeah.
I'm reading about Bond Fallout.
Oh yes. So do you want me to roll another d10 to see if there's any
I don't
stress
think you take
with that?
stress on.
Failed resist. Yeah.
On a 7, I would.
Oh, but
For
I was
stress.
I
It's a
was
7.
normally like you don't roll resist for something like this. I think that's kind of outside the mechanics. I wasn't
Oh,
gonna
oh,
make you
sure, sure,
take
sure.
stress
Yep,
on it.
yep.
Um,
I appreciate that.
yeah.
Thank you.
You can take
um,
stress later when I kill a shitload of drow in front of you.
yes. Okay, yeah. So a 9. As a full success. So Sten, you are convinced that you really did misspeak earlier, and that her intention is to yeah, to do uh
A party.
a party. And then only have the Alfir die. And I did just see, thank you for reminding me, y'all, that we didn't do stress checks. That is useful information. Let's do that real quick, even though I don't have a pencil. um, I have Anders on the top of my pile. What is your stress?
I was real surprised when I checked this. Only 2 stress. I got a lot to burn this
Yes,
session.
I am not surprised because I rewatched the session and I just watched you take Fallout and erase stress, take Fallout, erase stress. So,
Oh, good, good. Yeah. Well,
yeah, you took a lot of
par for the
Fallout.
course.
Yeah, Edic.
0.
Okay. Rachel walked away. Chu.
I have 2 stress, 2 shadow.
Excellent. Din.
5 total, 2 to blood, and like 3 to shadow, basically.
Yeah, Shadow. And Alvi, what is your stress?
Let me pull it up.
Yeah.
God, let me accidentally open up Steam instead. 1 to mind.
My stress count on my sheets was correct. Hooray.
Yay.
Okay, good. Thank you for the reminder. It's been a while since we've done this and I just forgot it's a thing we do. Okay, perfect. Then yes. So, yeah, then you believe what she was saying. You believe that she really does only mean to kill Alfir.
I don't.
Great. Then yes, Sten is going to get to work on buying supplies for traps, I guess.
Okay.
Sounds like something Sten would do.
Yeah,
Chu is going to, I think, probably begin preparing for the party. I don't know exactly what I need to have that conversation with Bev, basically just telling her I need like a contestant like something printed out so that we can send it to EO, and it's eventually going to go to what's her face. I still don't remember her name. I'm really terrible about it. I'm sorry.
Duasha and her daughter Gabrielle.
Yes. And then she's probably gonna try and find Alvi and just have like a spot, like a chill day with Alvi, and like do party stuff if possible. I don't know what shenanigans Alvi will get up to in the duration of that conversation, but
Yeah, what's Alfie up to?
So Alvi is following around with Bev, right? So she was handed a clipboard, so of course she's gonna get into clipboard mode. What's on the clipboard,
I
at
love
least?
this.
Oh, I definitely have your full clipboard. What does a producer do?
You know, I think a lot of people have asked that question.
Tyler, as our resident show business person, what does a producer do? You're like, I can't.
Yes. So as a producer myself, a producer is basically responsible for the marketing. If there's any need for like a monetary bump, a producer is probably going to be the one that's going to be paying that out of pocket in the hopes that that gets recouped over the course of the show. They're basically just behind the scenes making sure that the show happens, both on the business end of things and the entertainment side. If there's anything, they're very much like a catch-all. If there's anything that the production itself needs, so if there's anything that Chu is lacking in terms of, we need, a disco ball, a dance floor, and a grand piano for this.
We need all of
It would
those.
be up to the producer to make sure that some of that was in
Alvi
place
does
for
not
the
have
event
these
itself.
connections or anything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I'd say that a lot of what's going on right now is Bev being like, yeah, we definitely need to replace all of the flooring because this is just isn't going to stand up. So that was part of, we're about 80% through that process. And like, she's just going and just like kind of expecting you to like be on level with this.
So also we're going to need good lighting, because there's going to be a lot of reading and a lot of writing is what I was promised. So we're going to need good lighting. We're going to need a lot of interesting books. I have a lot of connections there. We're going to need pens and paper. We're going to need maybe some comfortable chairs, some nice writing desks, maybe even the little lap desks that you can have sometimes so that people can sit on the floor if they want. Maybe some nice throw rugs.
Okay. Um,
Choose me that I was in charge and that I could have books and writing.
I think
okay.
at some point she will come check in, but I'll let this unfold as long as I can until she would
Yeah,
naturally come in.
let's just Alvy roll a luck roll and let's see how far down the
Yes.
spiral
Is
we
that just
get
gonna be a
before.
D10?
Yeah,
People show up and it's just a school.
a
It's
7.
like
That's a
desk,
7.
Yeah,
textbook.
we're fully in the process of moving like some desks and like nice rugs in when when Chu finally makes it back to.
I've got like a fistful of pens that I've just found around the house
Yeah,
that
yeah,
of all different
definitely.
kinds that I'm just like,
Like
yeah.
this?
Yeah.
There you go, just like
Uh,
that.
she was gonna pull Bev aside and be like, "Look, Alvy's a little weird. I told her there could be books and stuff. Um, just tell her that somebody else is gonna deal with that, and she needs to I'm gonna tell her she needs to focus on the party, but just pretend it's gonna get done. We'll have some books, for Alvy backstage. It'll be great, okay? All right, let's just you got this, Bev. You're doing really great. You're gonna get a huge, massive bonus after all of this. Swear it. Also, you're
Oh,
gonna
that
want.
armchair over there looks really
Okay,
comfy.
yeah.
I think you
So
could
let's
really
go.
get
Let's
cozy.
let's
Do you have any
let's do
of those
that. Okay.
lamps that have
Okay,
the flame with the
Alvy,
green over it? That's
you're a natural at this. First off, you're so
thank
good.
you. Who knew?
I know, it's crazy, but we have this group of people, and they heard what you wanted to do, your vision, and they're really stoked about it, and they're gonna like we have a
Can I
party to
meet them?
no. We
Oh.
have a lot to do right now. The after party is gonna be all books.
There's no
everything.
after party? Is there a
That's
before party too? How many
yeah.
parties are there?
There's 2. One is the after party. It usually comes after the party. And the party
That makes
part
sense.
is we need to do that first. And then, so you plan that, they'll, and you know what? You love books. I think you're going to want this to be a little bit of a surprise. You're going to rifle through them with your little nerdy fingers. It's going to be great. And if right now, though, you work with Bev, you work with the sharks, you get everything planned out. We need an escape route just in case. It is like the end of the
Escape
world,
route?
it is the end of the world in a few days,
It's
right?
true.
Remember?
You're right. I need to
Yeah.
keep my eye on the
So
prize.
we
We're
need an
trying to
escape
destroy
route
some demons.
just in case. We need a way to save
Bev was just
Josh's
sitting there
daughter. We
mouthing
don't want
like,
to.
end of the world?
Yes,
Demons?
it's code. It's code. We need a way to save Josh's daughter in case things go south. We don't want to kill
Yes, I don't want
children.
to kill children. That
There's
would
no
be
underage people
cool.
allowed at my party. That is actually true. I've told the security, and if you see anybody not checking IDs day of, you're the producer. Put a B on them.
I will?
So for now, don't worry about the after party. We have your notes, trust me, and they've got books. They've got them somewhere. It's there. But we got to do the
Are
hard
they
work first,
fiction or
Alvy.
nonfiction, or is it a mixture?
It is fully nonfiction. You know
Oh,
us.
yes.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that was the
dictionaries.
correct answer.
We have every language. Yeah.
Oh, there are quite a few languages. I could tell you about some of them.
Yeah. Logs, like just straight up like ledgers
Okay.
from
Bev,
places. You don't know?
Bev is looking at your notes that you definitely already gave her about the backstage passes.
Yeah.
And she's starting to get some help on kind of like getting those written up and printed to take to EO. And that is going to happen. So is there any direction you want to give Bev specifically about going to EOs?
Bev, it is imperative that you do this. I would ask that you be. Do I know? Should she be careful? Is there anything like dangerous
Yes,
on the way
EO.
to EOS? But we're friends with EO, aren't we?
Yeah.
Didn't
Fucking
thought we patched things up with-
Dracul is on good terms with EO, yeah.
And Alvy can be, because Alvy is technically Dracul's assistant, right?
Is there something? Didn't Dracul tell EO that we would be in contact or something along those lines?
We have a network, yeah, of which I'm pretty sure that Dracul had sent something to EO before the
Yeah.
plan changed. And yeah, so there is a network in place that we can use to get a hold of EO. EO is also in the Silver Quarter, so not awful in terms of ease of access. Stan also has worked with EO-ish in the past.
And did EO have a reason for wanting to kill Juasha? I can't even remember.
Yes, because Dracul had convinced EO that it was actually Juasha that ordered the hit on her brother.
I remember now. We did talk about this. I know this, right? Like as Chu.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So then I will kind of tell Bev some of that information. Just be like, you need to be careful when you approach them. We have convinced. Juasha killed. We haven't convinced anybody. Juasha killed EO's brother. I know this. The Swan. We had some falling out, Bev. But if you do this, I think your work is pretty much done until like that. Once this party's over and you've done all this messaging and stuff. So you're really set, Bev. But listen. Basically, you need to take the message in there. You need to let her know that she's going to be able to get revenge for her brother. I'm going to be dedicating the show to the Swan. She needs to get out this invitation to, this backstage pass, this contest winner, whatever we want to do. It has to be convincing, and we need to get it out to Juasha's daughter,
Gabrielle.
Gabrielle. Yep, Gabrielle. who is really big into idols, and whatever method she can get the daughter to come, the mom will follow. And at the end of the day, it's going to be a backstage pass, and it's going to be great. And so just be careful. Take a couple people with you just in case. So if they die, that's fine. If you're going to die, leave the note, run away, kind of deal, right?
If
And
you're gonna die, leave a note. Sorry.
Bev, you're the best manager a person could ever ask for. And if you die by the end of this, I promise you that 1 million people will die afterwards in honor of you.
Go ahead and roll compel on this because you are asking for something above and beyond what your bond would normally permit here with her. Because
Yeah.
Bev is a cautious person, and you just told her that if you die or there's danger, leave a note and run away. So I think I think we need to
Well, she
convince
knows
Bev
things are
here.
crazy right now,
Yeah,
right?
which is why you can roll compel on this because you have a
Okay. Is
bond
it
with
high
her.
society?
Bev is low society.
Huh. But I'm
You have
friends with her.
But I'm friends with her. I'm not
Shit.
friends with low society.
So not great.
Yeah, so your bond with Bev is going to take stress. Let's roll.
Oh, and also, Bev, we know what happened to the missing shark, and this party will avenge them.
Okay, that
Should have
bond
probably
is
led
now
with
at
that question.
5. I wish
Shit.
I had a pencil. Where is it? Why isn't it here? Okay,
Oh,
I'm
I
just going to
totally
have to do
forgot
this
to
in
tell
10.
her that we found Ken, right? Or do I even know
Dan.
that yet? We did.
It was
We
Dan
met
that died.
Dan. We found
Dan.
Dan.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you tell her this, and she no, you've told her. I think that she knows, right?
N- Oh yeah, I think she does.
I think so. I think that like when everyone got back after that, uh
But did that not heal any of the stress from me disappearing and like Dan?
feel the stress on the bond.
Yeah, because I
Bonds
already
have
had
like
3 stress on the bond.
Yeah, bonds have different rules. They don't like
Oh,
they just collect stress over time.
like
Um,
forever? Like you can't fix it?
I don't know. I think that we do them very wrong, honestly. We don't ever roll
Oh,
for them
okay.
at the end of sessions because we forget about them. We don't use them very
True.
often. So, but the thing about it is like they don't immediately roll, right? When you take stress on them, unlike with your own stress, you roll stress like fallout on bonds at the end of sessions. So they collect stress and then they roll fallout at the end of sessions, which is like I said, we don't do it that often. So, okay, so Bev is not convinced to do this. Bev is like, listen, the things you're talking about, they're really. I mean, I have a husband, I have
That's
a
true.
life. I'm trying to not get mixed up in this stuff. Are
Do you
you
have a
sure?
really, like, dependable aide? Like an intern? Really
You want
really
me to
good
just
intern.
send an intern to do the work that might get me killed? I mean,
We can send Alvy with the
oh
intern.
God.
Alvy's got a lot of bees.
Alfie is very strong. I
Alfie
guess
has an in with what's her fuck as
if
well,
Alfie
right?
would go with
True.
me, I mean, I would go with Alfie. I think I would feel safer just
Bev and
having
Alvy adventure? Yeah.
Alfie. Is that okay as the
Alvy has
producer?
not been paying attention at all. Not Rachel. Alvy has not been paying attention. Like she's just been looking through
She's on the
the
clipboard.
clipboard, trying to do the things, and not eavesdropping because it's impolite. So Alvy's like, is what interesting? Is there more producer work to be done?
Yes, we have to deliver the backstage passes.
That sounds very official.
It is. It is. You're going to EO to deliver.
Oh,
Remember EO
she
who.
doesn't like me much, but
But
she
her
believes
brother was
that
killed by
I am. She
Tuatha.
believes that I am Dracul's assistant, so she knows that I have power, in some sense.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'll go if Alfie goes.
And Bev, I'm gonna give Bev like a big hug, and I'll just be like, I promise you, it will be worth it at the end of the day.
Okay.
Like, I promise. Thank you for sticking through it.
I deserve a raise. And she like power walks out of the room.
You do. You deserve 10 raises.
Okay. Yeah, so Alvi and Bev are going to EO. Attic, what are you up to?
Whoa, whoa, Rachel, go get food.
I
Yeah,
can wait till break.
Rachel.
It's fine.
Okay, all right, okay. Yeah, so Edic has kind of just like unastral projected himself from the glass library, and his new resolve has been to go to the silver quarter, get his hands on uh, a little bit of gold and a little bit of silver. I mean, the coins are literally made of silver, right?
Yes, I think that like all kind of old
Your mic
currencies.
is
Elise, you're
muted.
you're you're muted.
Thank you. I was gonna say like all like currencies, it's silver and stuff. It's not gonna be like pure silver in the
Okay.
currency, but yeah.
Okay, so that then he's also going to try to acquire some actual silver. Um, right now, I have presently uh two. I have one resist slot for silver, and then I have 2+1.
Okay.
So, um, I am also very comfortable with taking a lot of stress on this.
Okay.
So my goal is to just try to get silver, try to get a good bargain, try to get silver and gold, try to get a good bargain, and if I don't, it's fine.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, let's so yeah, you track down. It's not hard to find silver and gold sellers. I would say that probably Edic has contacts or people that he's bought such supplies from before, maybe in smaller quantities, to make different various instruments and tools that might be used for demonic stuff. So, you kind of know where to go to find these things. And you find a couple of your old contacts. These aren't like good friends who are like super chummy with you, but they're also people
yeah,
who, business people who recognize a good
client.
client when they see one,
Yeah.
right? And so, yeah, you can easily kind of work on making that bargain. If it's all the same to you, we can skip the role play and just do a roll to see how the
Yeah,
okay.
that's fine
Um,
with me.
yeah, so go
What do
ahead
you
and
want?
well, okay, talk to me about quantity of how much gold and silver you're trying to buy so that I have a sense of like what a good deal would be, right?
Yeah, right. So the the eidolon that I have to make is her eidolon is a pair of fine rings linked together with silver chain. So I would want like the purest gold and the purest silver. I don't necessarily think that the quantity needs to be quite a whole lot, but I am looking for good quality.
Yeah. Okay. Um yeah, so go ahead and roll. This will be compel. You can take your knack that your special ability knack cuz you said like on bargains and things.
Yeah,
So compel with a knack and this is commerce is the
definitely
domain.
don't have that. So this is going to be
3d10.
3d10. Yeah. All right, there's an 8.
An 8. Okay, so an 8 is a full success. Ava, I think that's you making no, is it you?
Crunchies.
Rachel.
It's Rachel.
Rachel,
Did I
you're
muted
make
myself.
It's like Yogi Bear.
I'm not
Wait,
sure. It's not okay.
I'm making nachos. I'm sorry.
Delicious.
I'll mute myself again. I don't know why I unmuted.
Okay. So yeah, with an 8 you get a nice bargain on this. The amount that you're asking for, the quality that you're asking for, we'll say it burns through your two like bonuses from all of your stuff, and you're able to that to otherwise not take a hit on your silver. So you spend the last of the money that you earned off of selling, I think, the drugs that EO gave you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So with this newly acquired silver and gold, um I guess Edic did not encounter the rest of the party in the Silver Quarter. I mean, I don't know how large the Silver Quarter is.
So after you go about doing this, like they went straight to the estate, and then you were going to this other area. But we'll say, like, as you kind of you're kind of walking out and making your way out, Bev and Alvy go by, just to make things hard on Rachel, who's trying to eat some nachos.
I mean, I can put cheese on some tortilla chips while I'm
Well,
here, or
yeah.
I can come back too.
No, you're fine. Go ahead and keep making your food. But yeah, Bev and Alvy come by. So it's taken around the same amount of time to get everything set up at the estate as it has for you to travel here, and then additionally go through the bargaining, finding your seller, getting your supplies, all of that.
I can just say we're on a very important mission. Can't stop to talk.
Is Chu nearby?
And I'll point to her house.
Okay. Sten. Why am I calling myself Sten now? We're all Sten. Yeah. Edic then goes to choose estate and knocks
Okay.
politely.
Yeah. So you're let in, and Chu, you can find Chu or you can find Sten there. Did you have a particular thing you wanted to do with either of them?
I wanted to inform them of everything that I learned in the Glass Library, and 2, I wanted to let them know of like Edic's plan as far as retrieving the Eidolons and kind of get a sense from anyone present when they feel the most opportune moment for that would be. Um my and this is like an over the table thought. My thought as, a for when this should probably take place, if a demon's gonna kind of swoop out of nowhere, pick off these bracelets, it would probably be like best to happen when things haven't gotten too crazy just yet, but there's a lot of people, so like Juasha wouldn't be able to at first recognize that she has lost these things.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you come to Chew, then I
Yeah,
think
and just
she's
to like
gonna
say, I don't think Sten would be a part of this conversation unless y'all like went and got him, because Sten is not Anders in this case, right? This is one of those weird instances where
Yep.
Sten is fully separate from Anders. So this isn't like giving Anders that information or picking his brain. This would be like just telling
Does Edic
Sten.
know this though? Because Edic was not there for the
Yeah.
separation.
And like essentially being like, Anders, good, let's go,
But yeah, so I mean if that all works for you guys, then I think Edic's next plan would just be to, make the Eidolon.
Yeah. I mean, I think Chew would say the best time is at the one again at the 1 hour mark of her performance.
Is
Which is
that like
when
right
that's
as
when
everything?
everything goes shit crazy. Yeah. Like totally insane.
He's going Edic will want to be near you for this because like the moment he gets possession of these of the bracelets, you need to kiss them. Din needs to make out with them.
Well, so here's what I'm thinking, right? Or at least what Chu would maybe think is that uh we have the ability to like make a door, right? Into like
Yeah.
the other side. I don't remember who has that ability.
I
You
have multiple means, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean if we can do that, then can't we like have you backstage with like a door, and then like literally like when everything goes crazy, you get them and everybody just runs to backstage and we just all enter the what's it called?
The back door, the
No,
Vermisian.
the Vermisian. And also do Eidolons don't explode in the Vermisian, right?
No,
That's the heart.
that's the heart. Yeah.
Yeah, so then we could just like go to the Vermisian, close the door, all of a sudden we're safe. and we could just like leave and like make out with the Eidolons, I guess.
Yeah, so just to remind everyone, the back door doesn't necessarily appear exactly where Edic looks, right? It's more of like when Edic starts looking, he will find a back door. And second, so it's not like it will be as simple as Edic saying like, "Here is the door," but rather like Edic will have to find the door.
Oh,
It's
oh,
not
oh,
to say like I'm going to be like, "Oh, it's going to take you 15 minutes," right? The other thing to remind you is that any non-sage character who enters the vault through the door will roll resist plus occult or take mind stress.
alternatively, um, I can beseech Byron to create a portal to anywhere in Spire out of thin air,
Oh, that might be
and
really good.
then he can close that portal. Whereas the back door, last time we used a back door, um, the mistress still saw us and tried to get us.
Can you make
Whoever
a portal to the Church of the Hungry Deep is in the heart, right?
I can make it to anywhere in Spire. I would think if I made it, however, into the heart, it would probably explode.
Well, so is the like big Church of the Hungry Deep in the heart at least?
It's in Derelictus.
Yeah. So could you make it to that church so that when we try and decay it, it's like the most effective, and also if Derelictus explodes, like I think the only people who care are like
Barnabas.
our last characters,
Yeah.
yeah, our
Well, mine's
previous
already dead,
set of
so it's
characters.
all good.
Yeah. Well, it's like the Derelictus, right? So as
Yeah.
horrible as it is, I would think like that's the best. I mean, it has the Church of Decay in it, so
I
it's like
well, from the conversation that the prayer that you had, it seemed like the location of where you kissed it didn't seem to matter. But if we think that that's going to be a safe place to do it,
yeah.
yeah, that's cool for Edic. He's happy to make that happen.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be also because there's the least presence of the Alfiers down there.
Okay.
Alfier. Because that's like straight up like drow territory, kind of, sort of.
Uh, so back into character now.
Yeah.
Assuming
True
we've
is like
just had
half in like a feather dress, like trying to like she's got like a swan head that she's filling with blood. It's a whole thing.
where is the blood ball 2 going to be held at
Uh
exactly?
you're in it. This whole estate. I mean, this is my dressing room, but the estate, like the out there, that's the blood ball too. And we're, replacing the floors and everything. And there's workers doing that right now. So
Okay. And
there's gonna be a
I assume
VIP.
you do not want me to be preparing the Eidolon in here. I should probably go
I
to
I
my place.
I mean, I would imagine that it would be best to not do that here because if she has that, I mean, I think maybe she could sense in some way that
This
there's
is
been an idol on here. Like, remember we could sense or at least smell something, right? In the when we were up the
this is a good point.
in Goat Town, yeah.
All right. So first spell of the day. I'm going to beseech Byron to open up a portal to my house.
Okay.
Uh,
We won't destroy Sweet Pea.
yeah, yeah. Just to my house. So this is an occult plus something. Hold on. Um, beseech demon
Occult
is
plus compel.
occult and compel. Okay. Um, so that is I have 4d10 I roll for this. So here we
Okay.
go. It's the simple task of building a hole to our apartment. Oh, did I roll 4? I did roll 4. And I got a critical
Critical
success.
success. Byron is happy to know that you are coming home, and it quickly, easily tears a hole in reality for you to step through to back to your house.
um, and once there, we can kind of forego the role play, but he's gonna get to work on
Forgo the
using
role
his
play, says Byron. Who would do such a thing?
oh! He's going to roll his Edic's first ever high level advance spell um of creating a greater eidolon, which is occult plus fix. to create a greater eidolon, and a greater eidolon, just to kind of add the flavor text here, if I can open up my character sheet. Um, Greater eidolons, using ancient techniques and modern cunning, you have the almost unique ability to craft an original functioning eidolon. Uh, this takes greater eidolons take stress normally. On a success, I create the eidolon. So here is another 4d10 roll. We got an 8. Success, no stress.
Okay, I am looking something up before I resolve this.
Sure. While you are looking that up, can I describe the eidolon?
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
So the normal text for as I read just a moment ago, the normal text for the eidolon of Maeve, the fourth sister, is, you know, these two gold rings with silver strands connecting them. But Edic is as Edic does, and Edic has also been uh looking at the pendant he got, the pendant of the technomancer. And the technomancer, you know, obviously that is magic of the heart, and mixing that with demonic energies is never great. But he has kind of woven into this eidolon basically like nods to that sort of structure. And he has basically taken what is normally supposed to just be two rings and has kind of made them like those magician's rings that, like, you know, come together and separate without you being able to, you know, actually see it happen. And they're kind of, you know, rotating about themselves with these silver chains, kind of like an astrolabe, uh, self-oscillating. Uh, and yeah, that's what our new eidolon for Maeve, the fourth sister, looks like. Specifically, what is Maeve's text here? Um, Maeve, she can steal anything from anywhere and bring it to the caster. A ring, a heart, a crown, a sword, a last breath. Her bond is a curse, though, as it is that of all demons. She steals things from the caster or brings them treats unasked that lead them into danger.
Okay. So what I am trying to to decide upon creating this eidolon, and if you or Tyler have insight into this, would uh would the demon immediately be summoned into it, or is it upon kind of beseeching the demon for the first time or something of this nature that we would see?
It is upon, like, the beseech spell that, like, it starts to get activated with
That it
the
like that
demonic
it does
energies.
something, right? But like but in theory, like upon constructing the eidolon, the demon resides inside of it now.
I believe that is the case, yes.
Yeah, it says the Eidolon is basically the like a, you know, it's a conduit for uh demonic energy. Yeah, I think it's as much a power vacuum um as it is like a telephone, if that makes any sense. Like
Right.
they're
It's kind of
drawn
like
to it.
how the demon exists on the contemporary or in
Hmm.
the plane of Spire, in the world of Spire. It is how it exists there. And it is also the conduit through which you communicate with the demon in order to beseech things of it. Um, is kind of how I understand it. And so, interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Uh,
And by if we did previously declare that Maeve was one of my known
yes.
demons,
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
like, this isn't going to
Oh no,
likely be anyone else.
Oh yeah,
showing up
I
in
do
here.
understand. I do agree. Like you have, yes. So when I think we talked about this a couple sessions ago, the last time you talked to Maeve was a while ago, right? This was because this is not a demon you necessarily frequently contact or have the means to contact.
I I don't know if we've actually determined when my last contact was, but probably it had to have been sometime after, Byron and I became a thing.
Right.
So I don't know what that timeline exactly is, but you know, within maybe the last couple of years.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Okay. This is very fascinating. I've known this moment is coming for so long, and I still have like this kind of like, what is gonna happen feeling. You construct this eidolon, and the minute it is complete, you know that you have succeeded. You know that this is a worthy construction for Maeve, whom you know to some degree, and who is familiar to you, and this is this is a moment of triumph for you. The construction of a greater eidolon is something that, frankly, is thought to be a lost ability. So the fact that you have managed to succeed in doing this is incredible. As you finish and kind of step back from your work, and Byron is with you, kind of admiring it and kind of curious about who will inhabit it, a split in reality not unlike the one that Byron made um, a few moments ago. Just or not a few moments. I'm sure this took you several hours to create. But to bring you back to your home occurs, and uh, the the place that you and Byron have spent a long time making into your sanctuary impenetrable through its demonic kind of defenses, courtesy of Byron, and your ingenuity, is suddenly, it's not so different from when you saw, well, I don't know that you ever saw it, but when Rauka and Ashira had their kind of meltdown, you seem to be almost be looking in the space between the two rings, essentially, that you have created linked by this chain. You seem to be looking into perhaps where demons are from. And I will need you to roll resist. You can take mastery on this because of your extensive um, dealings with demon.
So an occult domain, or
We
is this
don't
just
roll domains on resist. This
okay?
is
Okay.
resist if you have.
Okay, so I have the skill of resist, and if you're giving me mastery, so does that
This is
3d10?
3d10.
Okay. Um 3d10 coming at you. Boom. All right. I don't like this.
It's a 5, a 5, and a 4 for people listening.
No.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'll take the stress. It's
Okay.
all good.
You will take 5 stress to mind.
Okay, I have 3 resists, so I'll take 2 stress.
And you're at 2 total now. So go ahead and roll fallout. On a 1, you'll take minor fallout from this.
Uh, Sorry. I'm thrown for a loop by the fact that my monitor isn't working right now, so I'm only down to 1 display
No
and
worries.
everything is terrible. All right, just 1d10.
1d10. 3.
3.
You're fine. Um, and as you kind of shake off this, and Byron, you see, not is not happy, is not doing well with this. The sudden presence of kind of the unfettered chaos of where demons and demonic power comes from has Byron reacting badly. He is shaking, but like in a vibrating kind of way. Not so like kind of like you remember him describing after that incursion occurred up Spire. He feels like he kind of seems like frozen in place, vibrating really fast. He has a kind of panicked look on his face as he stares into this small space between the two rings that you've that is now this kind of gateway into the demonic realm. And then the image settles out of its just unimaginable chaos, and you are staring at Juasha. And on her wrists, the golden bands connected by a thin chain now are glowing, and you feel a resonance between them, between the golden rings that you have made connected by a chain and the golden bands wearing on Joash's wrist, now connected by the broken chain, which you earlier saw was not connected. And Maeve is caught in the middle of two greater eidolons into which she has been summoned. And you and Juasha, Sarah, you're cracking me up. You and Juasha are looking at each other in the space between, from Juasha's standpoint, it's between her wrists, and from yours, it's between these rings, staring through this void at each other as Maeve is caught in this whirlwind. We're going to go to break for a moment.
Oh my
And
God.
we'll be back soon.
Will we?
We will 10 minutes to see what happens when you create two eidolons for the same great, very powerful demon on the same plane of existence. So everybody, thank you for the first half of the game. We will be back in 10 minutes, so get a snack, get some water, manage your fluids, whatever you need to do, and we will be back around 8:12, which is 10:12 Eastern Time players. So, yeah, soon, everyone.
Oh my God, we're so
Oh, now you can hear me. Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
Hello.
We sure are here with this happening. Um, what a start for a very auspicious phrasing. Yeah, I was just telling Sam and the rest of the crew, and Sam said I should tell you all, so I will. I have loosely been using a Spire source book called Eidolon Sky. Here it is. For this campaign. It doesn't have it like a lot of the characters are in here and like that, so we don't follow it like step by step. That's not really how these work. But page one, when setting up Juasha, who she is, what she wants, her third paragraph starts with, so she has made a bond with a demon known as the Fourth Sister, which is Maeve, which is the demon Edic just tried to summon. So I wanted to say that, put it on the record so that you all know this was not me being tricky with Sam and knowing the demon Sam was going to summon and then making it be the demon that Juasha. No, this was something that from the very, very, very beginning of all of this, and I am just impressed. Last season it was Tyler with Kelvy and the Bugs. This season it's Sam and the Fourth Sister with Edic. So you know how it goes.
Wow.
Yep. A
I
plus.
wonder if this is like a common thing in like Spire
No.
campaigns.
I don't think so. I think we do Spire campaigns very weird, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure the rule book is like, yeah, like 4 to 5 sessions per thing, you know? Like these are supposed to be set up to be like kind of quick campaigns where your characters like live, die, and you move on, you know? And it's kind of, and here we are 28 sessions in and a year and a half later, like, you know. Getting into the nitty gritty of what happens when two people build a perfect Eidolon for the same demon. Um,
Mine's better.
okay. Yeah. So, I
Is
do
there guidance in the book for yeah. Okay.
this
Figured.
is just so you know, it's all on me. So
Like,
whatever story I weave, if it sucks, it's my fault. If it's great, it's my fault. So you can tell Grant Howitt that and Christopher Taylor that if you want down the line to be like, hey, it was fucked, but it was all her fault. Don't worry about it. Or hey, it was so great, hire her. She should write this shit. Okay, so here we
Are we
are.
gonna pick up on the cliffhanger or
I think we're gonna leave it on a cliffhanger. It doesn't. I don't know. It's hard to like be like, oh, this world-ending event is happening. Let's see what Bertold is up to. Like, let's cue like the clown music over and, um. But yeah, I think it would be wise because we could end up just playing. Yeah, I think we need to spread out and get some other events
We
settled.
could hypothetically end the campaign
It
on
could.
this.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, I guess it could, but it's probably not. Um, yeah, woohoo! It's Elisa's fault in the chat. It's true.
for
Um,
for the record, Elise, just before whatever direction we end up going, uh one of my refreshes is to use a Eidolon that I haven't used before.
yeah, I'd say yeah, that'll work. You can roll d6 and refresh stress.
Um that was kind of why I was like, yeah, stress doesn't really matter right now because I'm at 0 and I'm about to refresh whatever I get. Um, so yeah, let me go ahead and roll that real fast. A d6. 5. Okay, I get
Nice.
any of my resistances back too. Okay, so there's all 3 of my mind resistances, and I'm at 0 stress.
Okay. Berthold is going to the cathedral to talk to the ministry.
Yep.
So, um, sorry, I'm just have to get all of my stuff here. The ministry is located. Let me double check. I'm trying to remember what quarter, what district. Um, The cathedral is. Tell us. Oh, book, teach me your ways. Do you remember where it is? Like which?
I'm also looking it up on my end.
Okay. I've got the page open, the Cathedral of Our Glorious Lady. And it doesn't just say like spans many city blocks. Cool, cool. I think it's like under one of the.
Yeah.
Well, shoot.
I'm assuming it's gonna be around Pilgrim's Walk, but that's just me guessing.
Which is where?
That is um that is towards the bottom of Spire. It's just like it's like two stops above Derelictus. So you've got the Undercity, which is like Red Row, Derelictus,
I
Grist, and
th-
then you have
I think I think it's higher than that. I think it's the old
I think it's higher.
cathedral. I think it's in Ivory Row. So I'm looking at there's a map. Oop, this map. At the very beginning of the source book on page like
Oh,
-1.
yep. It says hidden ministry question mark. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably it.
And I think that it is supposed to kind of be like hard to find there, but there because it's the idea
Hmm.
is that this is a very old cathedral prior to the colonization of Spire that has survived,
Sure.
and so it would be higher in Spire. So I think that's what we're gonna go with. It's up in Ivory Row. Um,
Sure.
so Ivory Row is actually higher in Spire than no, it's right under the Silver Quarter. So you guys were in. Where were you? Where was Bertold?
We were in Perch, and then we all
You were in
split up
Perch.
from there.
Okay, so you went
Yeah.
from Perch to Ivory Row,
Yep.
which is not a hard. Upper Perch is kind of on the outskirts of Ivory Row.
Hmm.
So it's not. You were in Lower Perch, but it's not that hard to kind of get there. Okay, so you are now in Ivory Row. Bertold knows what Anders knows about the ministry, right?
Yep.
Like, so he would easily be able to find everybody who went through initiation into the ministry spent a little bit of time at the cathedral of our hidden mistress. So it wouldn't be that hard to kind of trace your steps and get yourself to the cathedral. But keep in mind that the general structure of the ministry is you don't do this outside of very dire circumstances.
Yep.
Because the whole goal is for people to not know you're in the ministry and you to not know who else is in the ministry, so that if you get captured, you can't sell people out. So you approach, we'll just say pretty easily, you know the ways to get in, you know the paths, and can get yourself to the cathedral.
Great. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and just I'd be making the most direct path to whoever I would need to info dump everything that Berthold would need to tell in order to get the hopeful assistance. Um, Making the situation sound as dire as it is.
Yeah. So you, I would say, let's see, you head in, and uh let's have you roll a luck roll.
Sure.
The higher the better, probably.
8.
8. Okay. Yeah, Berthold clocks a few people that he could talk to. So here's what I remember now that I'm thinking about it more. There is an actual legal cathedral to like the one god of the drow that is not fully banished, which is Limie, the bright side of the moon, the full moon. Um, and under the cathedral to Limie, which is the old cathedral, is the cathedral to our hidden mistress. So you have to
Hmm.
so like it's the rest of Damno, which is of course Lumbre, which is who the ministry worships, is kind of worshipped down here, but specifically Lumbre. And that's where the ministry is. So the it's kind of under and around the area that the cathedral is. So you make your way under the kind of legal cathedral in Ivory Row, down to um, the ministry, and yeah, you kind of clock a few people who, um, everybody down here is very kind of intentionally obscured. People do wear masks. It's
Hmm.
a hated tradition of the Alfir, but a one where people down here feel kind of compelled to do so because the alternative is to have their identities known. And so they are not the masks of the Alfir. They are instead kind of old warlike masks that honor the moon, its different phases, often have very traditional painting, drow painting on them that are kind of warlike painting that would normally go on the skin of a drow, from the olden days in battle, and instead now go on these masks to um, kind of paint them as fighters, enemies of Alfir.
Hmm.
And you make your way down there, and a lot of the people down here are just refugees seeking shelter, much like Lukash, who was on the hit list for the Swan and retreated here to avoid dying, laying low. A lot of people from the ministry who have drawn too much heat and need to lay low come here, as well as initiates. And you kind of read the room and see, like, okay, that's an initiate, that's someone laying low. Maybe that person over there is going to be your best bet, and head over to someone who kind of seems a little bit more at home here, like they know what they're doing, like they um, are more maybe administration than temporary personnel. And yeah, you can, yeah, just start telling them everything.
Hmm.
And
Uh,
oh, go ahead.
oh no, you're good. I wasn't sure if we could just say I told them everything,
Yeah.
or if we
Um,
could, yeah.
yeah, and as you kind of start talking, um, Matt, make one more luck roll for me.
Alrighty, there it is.
Yeah, that's a 1 for everyone not watching the roll 20. So yeah, so they are listening. They are that was not related to this person. Um but I'll just go ahead and let you know that you don't get to see Lukash because of that one. um
Oh man.
but yeah, you do, which I don't even know if Lukash ever met Bertold.
Bertold,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
The only one that Lukash wouldn't have been familiar with was Sten.
Okay. Yeah.
And Dracul.
Or sorry, Dracul. I meant Dracul.
Okay.
He's met Sten. Thank you.
So this person, no names down here, pulls you
Hmm.
into kind of a private space, listens to the story, and then at the end of it, they're like, "Well, what are you hoping we can do about this?"
That's a great question. I wanted to come and let the powers that be know, so that if we needed to mobilize, that we could do that. If not, then perhaps if there's any kind of aid that you can give me to give to the to give to this cell, I'm more than happy to pass that along. But information this dire, I thought, should be shared with the ministry as a whole.
Very well. You understand, can't directly contact the cells. That's not my role. But it is likely that I could get this information to a person who can. There are active cells, dormant cells in the Silver Quarter where this event is going to take place. There are other cells looking into things going on in other places. It is possible that the right information given to one of these cells, one of these other cells, could aid both your causes, uh, theirs and yours. So I will pass this information on to those who are aware of what other cells are up to and see if they can mobilize someone team to help you, or perhaps your team will be mobilized to help. It's not clear to me. I don't know what they're doing, but someone does. So I'll pass things on, and you, I suppose, I hope that someone gets in touch with you. That's about what I can give.
Uh, Wonderful. Thank you very much.
There's a pause while they think about it, and then they rummage through uh, their pockets, and they pull out what is essentially like one resistance worth of money, Sten,
Oh,
and
great.
hand it over to you.
Thank you very much. I am much beholden to you. I hope we do not die, and that you can, have a nice drink or something in the coming days. Um, Bertolda's
Same
gonna
to
very,
you.
bow
Yeah,
as
you did the
much.
secret handshake, the
Yeah.
elbow bump, the initiative thing that all
Yep.
of you had to
Yep.
go through. Yeah. The very traumatic, horrible initiation that all of you went through that now is like basically just an elbow bump and a and a wink.
To remember.
Yeah, what you went through. Yeah, and yes, so the ministry has been alerted. And yeah, aid may or may not make its way to you from that interaction. But at the minimum, you have been given a small stipend to aid your cause.
Right.
A very small stipend, granted. Plus one resistance. So yeah, you can either mark it. Well, I guess Sten has it, or not Sten. Bertold has it, not the
Yep.
party proper. So it will
I will make a
Bertold,
note of this.
yeah, reporting
Yeah.
back can pass along the money if he so chooses. Um, okay. Anything else from that?
No.
Okay, let's jump up, Spire. It's we've got demonic incursions on our doorstep, but let's not forget that Din has not so long ago murdered a man and then made his spouse fall in love with her. As the guards are coming to arrest her, and a ruckus is raised in Amaranth, pretty much the most dangerous place a drow can be. So,
Working my way towards you.
yeah, you have just donned the mask of the lover and invoked, as of last time, the magics therein that you can make any person, any NPC fall in love with you. You get to name them, and then it happens. So, Alan's spouse, unnamed, genderless, for the time being, is standing before you, um, just feeling a lot of emotions, I would say. This is very difficult for Alan's spouse, who is feeling the shock and pain of observing a dead loved one on the ground, and also the very confusing, overwhelming, like sensation, whatever it is. What is love anyway? uh,
What love have to
um,
do with it?
coming over them as they stare at you, who have who has both murdered their spouse and become the object of their affection. Uh, you have like 10 seconds before the guard. Because last time I told you you got to do one thing before the guards arrived, and you said it was putting on this mask. Please recall also that there are drow observing you, so they saw you wearing the masterless mask. They saw you do this, and what's next?
So the genderless, unnamed spouse is looking at me with equal measure of horror
Yes.
and adoration.
Yes.
And I imagine it kind of like, since I had to switch the mask, and like I bring my head up and I'm just like, I love you. Um Trying to kind of get their favor, to hopefully, um, you know, so they can bail me out real quick, or like, I don't know, try to convince, like, I'm gonna get arrested, it
Yeah.
seems, but so I'm just like, we can't be together if I'm in jail. This is what we've been working toward.
Who are you? I don't understand. What is happening? This poor person.
You've been in love over many ages and personalities. This is just the most recent instantiation. Look here. Look, you know who I am. And I've come back for you.
I'm your partner now.
I am the partner now. Yeah, roll
Oh my
compel.
god. The spouse is Tom Hanks. This is Cloud Atlas.
Yes, roll
Yeah.
compel to make them love you.
Well,
They were
I
OTP.
suppose this is deceive, right? Roll deceive.
To
This
make
can
them love
be
you.
high society. This is at difficulty 1. Because you are going for like a reincarnation, we've been lovers across many lives type thing. Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
so I have high society and I also have deceive. So do I just roll 1 or 2? Because it's at difficulty.
Oh, you roll all your
No,
normal
you
dice,
minus
and
it.
I
Oh, okay,
subtract
right,
1
right.
from your highest number. So you roll your
Okay.
4d10. Roll a fourth.
4.
Ooh.
I can't see them.
Okay, well, you
No.
rolled a 6,
It's
a
not
5, a
great.
1, and a
Wow.
4. So the highest
6 is
is
still a success,
6,
though.
which
Wow.
is a success, but at a cost. Okay.
Congrats, Din, on basically starting this NPC's call to adventure.
What?
So
Wait,
I'm rolling a
is it
d6
that?
of stress because this was that difficulty. You take 4 stress. Let me decide where this is going.
If it's that difficulty, isn't it a 5 then?
Oh, it is.
Bad.
It is a failure because it's -1. Thank you for reminding me of literally what I just said. Yes, because we subtract 1
sorry.
and the highest you rolled was a 6. -1 is a 5. So that is a complete failure. You will still take the 4 stress. We won't re-roll the stress. The stress is going to go against Shadow. Which gives you, I believe, 7 stress on Shadow?
Oh no. That would be
Excuse me?
9.
Yeah, but
Oh
7
no,
of
are you
them
gonna die again?
specifically on Shadow, right?
Yeah, but I
9
have 2
total.
resistance in shadow.
Okay.
9 total, but I have 2 resistance.
Okay. Yeah, so we have 9 total stress, which means if you don't roll a 10, a 9 or a 10, because we've done always, it has to be like meeting is passing in this. That must be lower
Can
than the number of
you
stress.
can you argue any refreshes before you roll?
Destroy something of beauty.
Did you killed an enemy of the
You already,
ministry by killing his wife, right?
so Alan was a man, and you've already taken a refresh from
Oh.
that. I specifically paid attention last time. You did already
But-
take refreshes from all of the
Wow,
Alan
okay,
stuff.
all right, shots fired at me.
Even destroying a beautiful relationship?
I don't think that's not a direct thing that has happened because of Din's attempt to convince Alan's spouse about reincarnation. That is
May have shown someone they should not have underestimated me. I can't even say it. That's how convinced I am.
Nope. I'm sorry. I don't think so.
Oh my god, find a painting in their house, stab it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to roll Fallout on a 9. I'm sorry. I think that you've already rolled. So that is, yeah, bad news. Go ahead and roll it. And if you roll a 9 or a 10, you're safe.
Oh,
8.
so
It's an
fucking
8.
close.
So close. Okay. Yep.
Is this
So
going to be your third major Fallout?
What was the
You-
second?
second, right?
Do
No, you
Second,
had
I think
you
it's
had one
Floating
up at
Bridge.
the. Didn't you have another major Fallout up at the when you did the one back when we saw the prediction thing right through the ball, but then you also went up to the fuck. You went up to the where the incursion was, and you had a second one then too,
didn't
didn't
get
you?
a major fallout.
That
Was that a
was
Yeah, I
a
thought so.
I thought
that was a
the
moderate.
I thought
Fallout,
the
think.
one at the
Uh,
crystal ball was
Mm.
moderate, but
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
right.
because the major fallout was wanting to break away from the ministry.
this
I
is
lost
going
faith in
well.
the cell,
Gotcha.
and
Yeah.
so
Don't
I
worry.
decided
I'll be
that
joining you very soon.
Okay, Sarah.
due to losing faith in the cell, I was like, I'm going to go on my own. I'm going to do this. This is what you get when you go alone.
So,
Oh,
you are taking Wrath of the Sun Gods because
Oh,
you also
no.
have
That
an
sounds so
arrested
cool.
Fallout.
that sounds great.
The guards have arrived, and it's not just the city guards, it's the Solar Guard. This is the military branch of the Solar Pantheon, which is the
They sound awesome.
church of the High Elves. You are standing
great.
over a dead Alfir, talking heresy about reincarnation to him. And the Solar Guard arrive. You are arrested by them because that's the fallout you took last time. Here's the text of Wrath of the Sun Gods, which is a shadow fallout. Your operations are uncovered by the Solar Guard, the Grand Inquisitors of the Alfir Church, and you are hunted. Many of your NPC bonds are dragged out into the street and shot. Your friends dare not speak your mind or speak your name. I'm sorry. So, yeah. You're already arrested. You did not succeed your attempt to persuade or deceive Alan's spouse into helping you. So yeah, you are now in the hands of the Solar Basilica, the Solar Pantheon. I have one thing to do here. Let me pull up. Remind me, yours is masked.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Roll a luck roll for me. We'll say on a 10, something very good will happen. Oh, girl.
Shit.
That's a 10.
A clutch player.
That is extremely
Wow.
clutch.
Holy crap.
I also love, like, I have the 3D dice on, and the physics of that roll was like, it just like slammed down at a 10.
Yep.
Did not roll, did not rock. It was like, here it is. Here's your 10. That's incredible. The drow who are observing this happen,
Oh, they're gonna kill everybody.
there is a moment where they see you being roughed up by the guard. You're being grabbed. You can try to resist, but the action has already happened, right? For you. They see their dead master and their confused, aimless, impotent other master, right? Just completely unable to act in this moment. And they take action. This is the Masterless Mask. Is something where the more kind of elfier that you murder or get rid of, or in other ways like help the drow who are under the direct thumb of masters still, the more power that you kind of get as the Masterless Mask. And it's not much. It's not enough to fully save you from this fallout. But what you do get is distraction. These drow are probably not going to survive this fight. They are not equipped for it. The Solar Guard are. They are always equipped for it, and they are always brutal against drow. And you see this fight beginning to go down. There is a lot of noise happening. There is a lot of chaos happening. And you are in handcuffs. You have been detained. And uh, the spouse of Alan in the chaos comes over to you and pulls an incredibly sharp weapon out from under their robe and holds it up, and for a minute you think they're going to take their revenge, and instead with tears you can see coming out from under the bottom of their mask, which kind of ends at their mouth, sunders the um the chains holding you, and you are now free of the Solar Guard's grasp for the moment, but you are in no way safe. You are in the back of an office where a skirmish has broken out and drow are dying around you, and this person is just distraught because you are someone that they love, and they don't want to help you really, but they also can't help it because when someone you love is in this much trouble, you go to incredible lengths to save them. And you are, yep. Penny, the baker, is there, and she's throwing in things. Yeah, like I said, it's not a pretty scene for the drow. They are not really armed for this, but the Solar Guard are. What does Din do?
Okay, so I have a question. Since I took that fallout,
Yes, you
what is
refresh
my stress
stress.
now?
I think it's -7, but I will double check. Yeah, remove 7.
Wherever I want.
Correct.
Doing math. Okay, I think that's correct. Okay, so then I basically have 2. Okay. um, I feel terrible for everything, all the chaos that I've caused here trying to save the world on my own. And I love nothing more than the drow in my heart. We want to save them. um Obviously I detest this elfier, this nameless genderless elfier who I have convinced is in love with me. But I appreciate them helping me, and I can see their pain as well, and I am sympathetic to pain. So I would like to use Murder of Crows, and get the Sacred Birds of Death. So mark D3 stress to mind or blood to cast this spell, which you must do so with access to a large open interior space or the sky or window.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You
So
said I'm like in the back.
yeah. You can roll fight and high society to get yourself access to a large enough space for this to go off.
Okay.
That should be 4. You have both fight and high society, right?
Yes.
But you always forget your base. Oh no, 3. That's 3.
Yeah, it should
Okay.
be 3.
But a 9 is a full success. You fight your way through the crowd. People are so focused on what's in front of them that they don't really notice or pay attention to you as you do this. And you are now with access to a large enough space for this. It's like right
Okay,
outside, yeah.
So like I just call out the window and I summon a flock of crows, ravens, jackdaws, magpies, and all kinds of corvids who will do my bidding until the end of the situation. They aren't skilled combatants, but they can provide a distraction in a pinch, and you can talk to them in a weird croaking dialect if you want to ask them to gather information or watch an area. So I just call to my othered friends out the window, and what I want them to do is attack the solar guard and also kind of like ferry the um spouse to a safe place.
Who is a high elf? I will remind you. This is, you
I
know.
know, but I don't like their crying. It gets to me, crusty heart.
Okay. Yeah, so the birds flock through the window and begin to kind of do your bidding. They avoid kind of getting in too much in the middle of the fight, right? But the chaos of adding just a bunch of birds to the scene is enough to kind of break up a lot of the fighting. It's not enough to save all of the drow. Like some of them are already dead. And they will say they took down one solar guard, but it took like 5 drow to do that. And the rest of the solar guard are there's screaming of, just all the kind of like churchy inquisitor like witches among us kind of things, but the drow version of that, and or high elf, I guess, version of that. And now yeah, birds everywhere, just chaos. The spouse is kind of ushered out, not really sure what's going on, trying to defend themselves with their arms up, but the birds just are kind of like very intelligently, as birds are wont to be, kind of like forcing their path to be out of the room and away from you. And in the chaos of kind of the birds being added, many of the drow are now dropping their makeshift weapons, taking the opportunity that they have to run. And about half of the solar guard peel off to follow the drow who are running from the fight, and the other half are remaining behind. So there's probably, we'll say there was a total of maybe 6 who responded. So 3 of them are gone, 1 is dead, and 2 have remained behind with you in the room.
What floor am I on? Am I
The
on
ground
the
floor.
ground floor? Gee whiz. What happened to the spouse?
Uh, Somewhere else in the house now, ushered out the
Okay,
door
so
by the crows.
okay, so I'm gonna pop my masterless mask back on
Okay.
just to make sure everyone knows who's here. Um, and I would like to try to escape via the window and just kind of like get out of there. And what I
Okay.
want to do ultimately is try to go back to the gang. Um, Also, do I need to roll since I took stress for the to be able to do my bird thing? Do I need to roll for
Uh,
Fallout?
you took stress when you do the bird thing? Is it like a Mark D3 stress or something like that? Yeah, so first roll a D3. Good point.
Um, I do that again because since there's not enough.
Uh
Sure.
R space /R space D.
One.
Okay. Yeah, so you mark 1 stress to mind, I think, to summon the birds, which puts you at how many total stress? Did you take any new stress, or does that go against resistance? Really the question.
It just goes against resistance,
Okay, then
so
you
it's
don't roll
still
Fallout.
2.
You don't roll Fallout on
Okay.
that. Okay, so this is pursue. It is specifically running from the authorities is listed as one of the things under pursue. So that is what you are doing. Pursue and high society. And this will be at difficulty because the Solar Guard are very, very motivated to keep
Oh
you.
my goodness. Hold on, I'm looking.
Am I noticing any of this, or am I at a different section?
This is a good question because we haven't fully resolved what has happened with Anders yet. So it would be it's hard to say because if something went really well for you with what was going on, you could have been like
Mhm.
on your like walking through Amaranth and perhaps like responding to hearing a noise,
Right.
so that's something we'll probably have to resolve next session.
Sure.
Oh my god. It's not gonna work. I was gonna say it's once per session, so I could say I pop the Mask of the Lover back on and the Solar Guard, but I'm not gonna do that. Because I feel like that doesn't. It's once per session. That's not right. Man, okay.
Desperate
Gonna
times.
um. So I have High Society, but I do not have Pursue, so that is
2d10.
2. Come on, good roll.
That's a good roll. It's
Yeah.
a 10.
Can't see it, man.
It's a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
which is
backflip
a
out the
critical
window.
success. Yeah, you backflip out the window. Um, you do, you sure. And you
Wait, so I have a quick
but
question.
it
I'm
is.
sorry.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Rachel.
I just had a quick question because the major fallout was the arrested status, but then she rolled a 10 and was able to get out of that, or is
No,
that
the arrested was the fallout that happened last session in November.
okay? Okay.
The major fallout is hunted by the Solar Guard, which is not being changed by this. She is just escaping their immediate grasp.
Understood. Okay, cool. Thank you.
The 10 is not a critical success because it wasn't difficulty. This is a 9, but it is still a full success, no stress, which is great for you. So yeah, you backflip out the window and start hauling ass down the road, which is where we're going to have to stop because it is 9 o'clock. So we still don't get to know what happens with Anders. We're going to have to leave Edic on the precipice of disaster with possibly on the precipice of disaster. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. 2 Eidolons for the same demon. It's no big deal. Why is everyone freaking out? And we will pick up with Anders next time to see what is going on with the person who recognized him from his military days, which we still haven't gotten back to, and then start gathering the crew for our ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny.
Chu is in a bubble bath.
She
while
was in a
all of
bubble
this is
bath, has
happening.
no idea that like
Very important.
everybody is just in mortal peril.
I am so thrilled you gave that throwback there, Elise.
Thanks. Yeah. Friends, this was a wonderful session. Very well played. Lots of exciting things happening. I can't wait to see what happens next. We, I think, are planning at the moment to play next week. We'll keep everyone posted. But if all goes as we are expecting right now, we'll see you next week around the same time, 6:30 Mountain Time for this. And in the meantime, you can join us on Discord with !Discord and hear Rachel read a book, watch me, Rachel, and Sam play in Tier, A Simple Job, things of that nature. So, friends, it was wonderful. I love this game. I appreciate you all so much. Thanks everyone who tuned in to watch, and we will see you next time. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.